Hi, so this is me self-isolating at home. Not self-isolating, social distancing at home. This is what I'm doing. Um, and a lot of people are doing the same. A lot of people are sort of getting the message that the less contact we have with other people, especially the less intimate contact we have with other people, the more we're helping the larger population, the more we're helping the NHS keep the beds available for the most urgent cases. And so a lot of us are sort of heeding the advice of not hooking up, not doing chemsex. But there's also a lot of us that are sort of finding that hard. A lot of people are sort of figuring out, learning now in these weird times, wow, I have less control over my drug use than I thought. And that can be really scary. It can be quite scary when we're, traveling along, having a lot of fun, but we suddenly think, oh, I have to stop, and it's harder than I thought because I have these overwhelming cravings, and that is kind of scary. So I want to kind of explain how there's nothing wrong with us that happens. There is nothing wrong with us that we have trouble managing cravings. It doesn't mean we're an addict. It doesn't mean that we have mental health. It doesn't mean we need urgent help or to be locked up or get this urgent therapy. It's just biology. I kind of want to explain it if I can a little bit. So, for instance, right now I'm hungry. I know that because I can feel it here in my stomach, and a message gets delivered up to my brain somehow. I don't know. It gets delivered, synapses or something. So I prepare a meal. That's what a sensible reaction would be. I prepare a meal to address the hunger message that I'm getting. While I'm preparing a meal, I'm also going to do a mathematics equation or a Rubik's Cube or something like that. Something that requires my cognitive function, like 2 times 2 equals 4 and 4 times 4 equals, no, not 8, 16. It requires my cognitive function. Now, just while I'm doing these things, I suddenly become aware of a snake in the grass, and my whole body changes. Even though the snake is not dangerous, it's a friendly, happy snake, and it's crawling away from me, not even caring that I'm here at all, so I'm not in any danger. It doesn't matter. My body changes the same way that a cat jumps at a cucumber. My body changes. My body goes into fight or flight response. That means ready to fight the snake or run from the danger that I think I'm in, that I'm not actually in. So my body changes. Cortisol gets released, floods my brain and changes the way my brain works, as well as other things like serotonin and dopamine and adrenaline and all these kinds of things that change my cognitive function and other things, the way my brain works. Also, the blood that is normally being moved around my body by my heart suddenly gets pushed to my arms and legs so that I can run faster and fight more aggressively. My attention is quickly drawn to muscle responses and things so that I can have very quick reflexes to the danger that I think I'm in, that I'm not. I might need to go to the toilet suddenly because I will be lighter and more agile if I am lighter if I vacate my bowels or my bladder. So sometimes an urgent need to go to the toilet happens. And messages like I'm hungry become deprioritized. They're much less important right now, so they are suppressed. I become unaware of hunger. Similarly, the ability to do mathematics equations or a Rubik's Cube are deprioritized right now while I'm in fight or flight response. So I might not be able to work out what 2 times 2 equals or 4 times 4 equals because there's a snake in the grass over there, and my whole body changes because of the trigger, the snake in the grass. So there's a whole lot of people. So if you're not getting it, the snake in the grass is a metaphor for a craving. A lot of people who might sort of decide on Monday, I'm not going to do drugs this week. I'm going to socially distance myself, and I've also got a wedding to go to next week, so I'm not going to do drugs this week. But at some point during the week, a trigger sets us off, and it might be, it could be anything, it can be a fight, it can be anger, it can be loneliness, it can be a reminder, it can be just a cycle that our body is accustomed to of doing drugs every month or something like that. But a trigger comes along like a snake in the grass, and our body changes. Cortisol is released in our brain. Messages like hunger stop getting through. We can't do 2 times 2 equals 4, yet we're trying to make a decision. We're trying to make a rational, calm, collected decision. Do I want to do drugs today? Does it make sense? Does it fit into my plans for the rest of the week? Can I afford them? What will happen to my plans for tomorrow? What did I want tomorrow to be like? All these calm, collected, decision-making processes require our cognitive function. They require us to be at our reflective best. And that's hard to do when there's a snake in the grass triggering us. So there's nothing wrong with you. Just because you might have these moments in the week where you have these extreme cravings or responses, and you're not really making decisions that you're really proud of later, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just biology. It's just what our bodies do. It's what happens in our brains. It happens with our blood, and it's what happens when there is a snake in the grass. And that snake in the grass can represent so many different things that we experience throughout the week. So these are difficult times when we are asked to socially distance or to stay at home or to give up sex or chemsex for a while if it's going to sort of put more of the coronavirus out into our communities. It's hard. No one should be telling us what to do, of course, except we can have good guidance about what to do. But in regard to our ability to make rational, calm, and collected decisions about what we're going to do, it's about learning how to make the snake in the grass go away. It's called craving management, and you can find loads of stuff online about it. It's really about calming the fuck down. It's really about learning how to get the cortisol to back off, get the blood come back to your central regions, and to things like hunger to become appropriate messages again. So it's usually about a process of calming ourselves down, reflecting, taking some time. We don't have to make this decision right now. We can make it in 20 minutes time when things have passed. And so there's loads of stuff on the website and loads of stuff just generally online about craving management that can be really helpful. I think the important message is if you are doing chems or doing stuff despite yourself, despite plans you made earlier in the week, and you think, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with me, there's something wrong with me. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just biology. And we can learn to master that. We can learn to really, really master that skill of making that snake in the grass go away so we can make calm, collected, rational decisions that are our own choice.